Thank you for joining us on such short notice, Agent. Before we continue, I couldn't help but notice your previous assignment. It says here that you were embedded with the International Development and Aid Project, operating out of Altus. How did you find your time there?
The Altus Humanitarian Expedition. It was certainly enlightening, to say the least. Altus is a complex and vibrant island nation. Working with IDAP provided me with invaluable insights into the socio-political dynamics of the area.
And how do you perceive the current situation in Altus in the wake of Blackjack Defense Solutions' previous activities in the country?
At first, the emergence of Blackjack Defense Solutions only served to further complicate matters. The Federation's intervention was short-sighted and foolish. While the Lieutenant's sacrifice was severe, I admire the finality of it. The situation there has stabilized for the time being.
Indeed, the Lieutenant's sacrifice was a controversial move, one that has undoubtedly left lasting repercussions. Officially, he has been disavowed by Blackjack Intermodal. Thank you for your insights. Do you understand why we have called you here today, Agent?
No, Chairman, I do not, though I have my ideas.
Don't be coy with us, Agent. We need a straight answer, not ideas or theories.
Of course. The initiative is looking for an individual who will assume leadership of Blackjack Defense Solutions in the wake of Lieutenant Bergmanis' sudden departure from the company.
If I may ask, what makes you believe you are the right candidate for this role?
I have spent years honing my skills in the field, navigating questions of international diplomacy and the execution of covert operations. Furthermore, I am intimately familiar with the inner workings of Blackjack Defense Solutions, having monitored their activities closely from the start.
We've observed certain irregularities in Blackjack Defense Solutions. Reports of unauthorized operations, excessive force, and questionable alliances have raised doubts in regards to the organization's reliability and discretion.
I understand your concerns, but I assure you that these actions were taken in pursuit of the greater good. The Federation's decision to invade Altus was a simple show of force. They embarrassed themselves in front of the world. Their pride will never recover. The Lieutenant made sure of that.
And what of your loyalty, Agent? Can we trust that you will prioritize the interests of Blackjack Intermodal and the initiative above all else? We must avoid rogue incidents, like the one perpetrated by the previous manager of operations.
My loyalty lies with the greater cause of global peace and unification. I see Blackjack Defense Solutions as a means to an end, a tool to be wielded in service of that cause. Rest assured, I will do whatever is necessary to advance our shared goals, even if it means making difficult decisions or sacrifices.
So you say. The panel has no further questions at this time.
I am prepared to ensure the success of Blackjack Defense Solutions by any means necessary. The initiative asks me to jump, and I ask, how high?
Very well, Agent. You have presented a compelling case for your candidacy. We will be in touch regarding the next steps. Rest assured, your commitment to the cause has not gone unnoticed. Effective immediately, the board motions to instate you as Manager of Operations for Blackjack Defense Solutions. You are dismissed, Agent.
I'm having trouble trying to sleep. I'm counting sheep but running out. As time ticks by, still I try. No rest for cross chops in my mind. On my own, here we go. My eyes feel like they're gonna bleed. Right up and bulging out my skull. My mouth is dry. My face is numb. Fucked up and spun out in my room. On my own, here we go. Set on overdrive. The clock is laughing in my face. Crooked spine. My senses dulled. That's the point of delirium. On my own, here we go. Feel like they're gonna bleed. Right up and bulging out my skull.
Is my mic working? Can you hear me? I'll be right back. Let me fix this.
Fucked up and spun out in my room. On my own, here we go.
Is everything in place?
We're close. The Northern Hemisphere's broadcast satellites are on standby, and the media networks are priming audiences as we speak.
What's the hang-up?
We have suffered a temporary setback in China. Our contact in the Xinhua News Agency was compromised. It may take up to a month to restore control of operations.
We don't have a month. The Trade Federation is holding the referendum before then. The mood amongst the delegates is desperate, set on granting Chairman Saddam complete control. With that kind of authority, he could completely reform the Trade Federation. The council will be dissolved.
I understand the gravity of the situation, but rest assured, contingency plans are in motion. Trust that it is being handled. I will do everything within my power to ensure that the initiative's objectives are met prior to the referendum. We're committed to meeting the deadline, no matter what.
You worry too much. There's nothing we can't manage given enough time. What's the situation on the ground?
The Coalition of Socialist Republics seeks an opportunity to repair its reputation on the global stage. The Chinese Communist Party have since identified and expunged the figures responsible for their nuclear blunder in the nation of Altis. Their military doctrine has shifted. A radical sect of leadership has transformed the PLA into a more aggressive, precise, and technologically advanced fighting force. The coalition's influence is growing, and they are poised to safeguard their trade interests with tenacity.
The UFN and CSR have increased their presence in the region. activity has been monitored across the Middle East economic sphere, with North Africa as a potential flashpoint for sparking widespread conflict. This could jeopardize our interests and lead to a net loss of assets. I suggest a cautious approach.
On the other hand, if we maneuver carefully and forge well-timed alliances with the right factions, we could very well capitalize on this situation and exploit the ensuing chaos for our own gain. The United Federation of Nations will be eager to soothe its pride after their defeated Altus. A new Supreme Commander has emerged, aggressive and resolute. Since he was appointed, military spending has increased by a figure of 14.02%, or around 239.4 billion euro dollars. To provide this funding, several UFN nations have decreased or altogether eliminated funding for social welfare, public transportation, education, and civil infrastructure programs.
We've done everything we can up to this point. Now, there's nothing left to do but watch the dominoes fall into place. If we were precise, the paths we've laid out will begin to take shape.